All right, today we're exploring the topic of vaginal dryness, but we're going to look at it through a really different lens, the perspective of traditional Chinese medicine. The source material we're digging into today suggests that maybe, just maybe, it's not an isolated issue, but actually a sign of something much deeper going on with a woman's overall vitality. So let's get into it. And this question right here is really the heart of the whole thing. It's asking us to step back and think, what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if this one symptom is actually part of a much bigger, more connected picture of our well-being? You know, the source kicks things off by acknowledging something really important. A lot of these changes are super personal. They're the kind of things that often go unspoken, which is why starting from a place of understanding is so key. So it starts with the symptoms most people recognize right away. That physical discomfort that can make intimacy difficult, and that quiet fading of desire that can be so confusing and honestly pretty disheartening. But then the picture starts to get bigger. It connects those really intimate feelings to other shifts you might be noticing. Things like changes in your skin, or just that general feeling that your energy tank is always running on low. And this, right here, really sums up the core feeling. It's not just one thing, is it? It's this overall sense that your fundamental vitality, that inner spark that makes you feel like you, has kind of dimmed. And the source makes it clear that if you're feeling this, you are definitely not alone.
Okay, so if these aren't just a bunch of random separate symptoms, then what's going on? Well, this is where the source introduces a completely different framework, traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM for short.
Now, this slide gets to the core concept. In TCM, all of those things we just talked about, the dryness, the low libido, the dull skin, the fatigue, they can all be traced back to a single pattern called yin and blood deficiency. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, think of yin as the body's cooling, moistening, and nourishing energy. And blood in TCM is what gives us substance and vitality. So when both of those are running low, the body's tissues just don't get the nourishment they need, and that can lead to all the symptoms we've been talking about. So here's the crucial point. Instead of playing whack-a-mole with each symptom, the TCM perspective suggests we should be supporting the one single root cause. It's like a tree. One root can lead to many different branches. So that all sounds interesting, but how does it actually work in practice? Well, the source presents a method that's built on this whole single pattern idea, and it's designed to be really simple and completely external. The process itself is actually super straightforward. It's a specially formulated herbal pouch that you wear externally, right on your navel. Each one stays on for about 3 days, and you use 3 of them to make up one full 9-day cycle. It's described as being private, easy to fit into your routine, and importantly, it doesn't involve swallowing any pills. And this really gets to the heart of what makes this way of thinking so different. It's not about finding a separate little fix for every individual problem. It's about supporting the entire system as a whole. This slide lays it out perfectly. You can really see the difference in philosophy. On one side, you have the typical symptom-by-symptom approach, focusing on the branches with things like temporary moisturizers or hormones. But the TCM approach, as described in the source, is all about nourishing the root of the problem. It aims to support the body's entire system with just one simple, non-hormonal external routine. It's a real shift from just managing symptoms to actually cultivating your overall vitality. So, of course, the next question is, what happens? What kind of results are we talking about? The source is very careful in how it frames this, presenting what it calls clinical observations. And check this out. Look at how these reported observations mirror those exact same symptoms from the beginning. It's not just about increased lubrication. It's also improvements in sleep, having more energy, even your complexion looking better. All of these things are tied back to that core idea of nourishing the body's foundational vitality. Now, this is really important. The source is crystal clear about how to interpret this information. It says these are not miracle claims. They are not proof of a cure. They are simply early and meaningful signals that maybe, just maybe, supporting this broader pattern is a worthwhile thing to do. That transparency is a really key part of how this is all presented. So, to wrap it all up, the source is presenting an approach that's entirely external, doesn't require any pills, and is designed to be discreet and easy to fit into your life, all while addressing that deeper pattern of vitality we've been talking about. And that brings us right back to where we started, with a question for you to think about.
Based on everything we've covered, the source kind of leaves you with this to consider. Are the changes you're feeling really just separate issues? Or could they all be signs of one single, deeper pattern that's asking for your support?